Welcome back to the Crypto World channel. In this video, we'll be looking at the price of Bitcoin, the price of Ethereum, and other altcoins. I'll be doing some long-term and some short-term analysis on the Bitcoin chart in this video. I'll also let you know the exact price targets and price levels that I'm looking at for Bitcoin and also for Ethereum. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you smash a like on this video right now and subscribe to the channel if you're new. It only takes like 5 seconds to just scroll down, click like and subscribe, and it means so much to me. It helps out the channel a lot. But yeah, with all of that out of the way, let's get into what this video is all about. So right here, we've got the Bitcoin price on the daily chart. And as you can see, zoomed in a little bit, we can see the recent retracement that Bitcoin has had and the small bounce back that it's also had as well. So on the daily chart, if you zoom out, this retracement that we had really doesn't look that big at all. The retracement that we had from the top here down to the bottom of this retracement was actually a 28% dump, which is not like some crazy dump that Bitcoin's never seen before, but it is bigger than what it looks like on the chart just here when you zoom out. So yeah, if you do see some big 20% correction or something like that, just make sure you're zooming out to look at the bigger picture, and you'll see that it's really not that big of a deal. And I did mention in my last couple of videos that any correction along this bull trend is simply just a buying opportunity. So while I'm slightly bearish short term, I'm extremely bullish long term, and I just want to make that clear. All of Bitcoin's fundamentals are still incredibly bullish. It's just forming a couple bearish patterns in the charts right now, and that's just what I'm seeing, and that's what I'm letting you guys know in these videos. But yeah, anyway, if you look here, we're on the daily chart once again. Bitcoin is forming a high and a lower high. Now, by the time this video is out, who knows, Bitcoin could have even broken into new all-time highs. And if Bitcoin does break into all-time highs, then that completely invalidates all of the bearish signals that I'm telling you guys right now. So I just want to make that clear as well. If Bitcoin does break above the $42,000 level into new all-time highs, then that invalidates all of these bearish patterns that I'm telling you guys. But yeah, as of recording this video right now, Bitcoin is forming a lower high trajectory. This is just classic Bitcoin price action that we see every time Bitcoin has a big run up. And after this happens, it tends to just consolidate sideways or perhaps have a small correction before heading up again. Now, if I zoom right out and take you back to the 2017 run, once again, this is probably the most similar to what's happening right now. So it's good that we do have this previous bull cycle that we can go off and we can look at what happened back then and learn and be prepared for what's happening right now. But yeah, around the 2016 halving just here, Bitcoin had a big run up, as you can see here, and then it formed this kind of symmetrical triangle before it broke down, and then it began to head to new all-time highs. If I go to the next little retracement, Bitcoin had a big run up here, and it actually formed essentially almost like a head and shoulders pattern. But as you can see, we did have a small left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, and then it broke down. And then when it broke down here, we actually saw a bullish divergence on the daily RSI, which told us that it was bottoming out and it was ready to head into new all-time highs. The same thing happened for the next parabolic advance. I actually showed this in my last video. This was the head and shoulders pattern that I showed in my last video to compare to what's happening right now. And I'm not going to repeat myself too much. I think you get the picture now, but basically it's normal for Bitcoin to have these big run-ups and then have these sideways cool-offs or even have a small correction before heading into all-time highs again. And going back to the current day price just here and zooming back in, this is essentially what's playing out on the charts right now as we speak. So yeah, I just zoomed in into the 4-hour chart on Bitcoin here just to see more clearly what's happening right now. And as you can see just here, there was this short-term resistance that we had when Bitcoin topped out at its recent all-time high. And if you simply extend this resistance out, Bitcoin got yet another rejection along this line of resistance. This is also still forming that right shoulder in this head and shoulders pattern, as I mentioned in my last 2 videos. In fact, 2 videos ago, which is about 5 days ago now, I filmed that video right around here, and I actually said in that video that Bitcoin's looking like it's going to get a bounce soon, which is exactly what happened. As you can see, it had a 20 to 30% bounce. And then I said that Bitcoin will most likely come up to around 38,000 before potentially forming the right shoulder to complete the head and shoulders pattern. I'll play that clip that I said from 2 videos ago right now. I'm just going to point out this potential head and shoulders pattern that I'm seeing. So I'll draw it out on the chart here, and as you can see, there's a potential head and shoulders pattern forming. Once again, this isn't confirmed in any way. We need to wait for the price to mature a little bit. But as you can see on the chart just here, we had a shoulder, a head, and if Bitcoin gets another bounce up to around the $37,000, $38,000 level, and then heads back down below 34,000, then we're potentially forming a head and shoulders pattern, which is a bearish pattern. Let's get into more of the happy news. And right here, Bitcoin is actually forming a hidden bullish divergence. So as you can see, we have a low and a higher low. And then in the RSI, we have a low and a lower low. So the price and the RSI are diverging, and this is called a hidden bullish divergence. And what this basically means is that the price, how it's been coming down, is most likely going to have at least a breather. So it's probably going to go sideways in the short term, or it could perhaps go back up. These bullish divergences are basically just a good sign of showing when the bears are losing steam. But yeah, as you can see, almost exactly what I said in that video is playing out on the charts right now. Now, obviously, I'm not always going to be right in predicting where the Bitcoin price will go, but basically, I'm just telling you the most likely scenarios that are going to play out. And that's exactly what I saw on the charts a few days ago, and that's what is playing out right now. But yeah, once again, we've got the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. Looks like it's beginning to form the top of the right shoulder right now. Now, the only suspicious thing, I guess, about this head and shoulders is the fact that so many more people are now noticing this on Twitter. I was one of the first people to notice this head and shoulders pattern forming, but since then, a lot of other crypto YouTubers and people on Twitter have been talking about this same head and shoulders pattern. And normally, if everyone expects the same thing to happen, that thing doesn't actually happen. So the more and more people that I see talk about this head and shoulders, the less and less likely that I actually think it could break down. But in saying that, it's still a bearish pattern and it's still something to look out for. So the level to watch in Bitcoin right now is at around $32,000 to $33,000 level, which is the neckline just here. If Bitcoin breaks that level, then chances are we're going to head down to just a little bit lower, probably to around the mid to high $20,000 range first. And if we do break down below around 27, 28K, then we'll probably head to around 25K. Now, I'm not saying that Bitcoin has to go that low or anything. And in fact, I'm going to start reaccumulating Bitcoin at any prices below 30,000, if it even gets below 30,000. But yeah, once again, this bearish pattern that I'm seeing right now is simply just a buying opportunity for the long term. Do not be selling your Bitcoin to try and buy back lower. That's honestly just a very risky move, and I will just be holding Bitcoin for the long term. And it's very likely that over this next year, you'll make a lot of money if you just hold Bitcoin. But yeah, even if Bitcoin didn't complete this head and shoulders pattern, if you look here, we're actually forming a symmetrical triangle pattern, which is simply just a sideways consolidation for Bitcoin. And then eventually Bitcoin will have to decide whether it wants to break below or above the triangle pattern. And considering the fact that we are in a bull market, it's much more likely for us to break out of this symmetrical triangle to the upside. But technically it is still possible to break to the downside, but that's just much less likely. So yeah, this symmetrical triangle has the exact same support level as the head and shoulders pattern. So yeah, once again, it's extremely important for Bitcoin to hold the $32,000 to $33,000 level. If Bitcoin breaks down to like $30,000 and below, then chances are we're going to be seeing a little more downside once again. So I've already told you my bearish targets in that case, and my bullish targets for if we break to the upside above this resistance is simply just to look at the all-time high, which is at 42,000 US dollars per Bitcoin. And that would be my immediate upside target. And then after that, if we see a decisive break to the upside above this resistance with big volume coming in, then we're likely heading to prices around the $50,000 range. And once again, that's if Bitcoin does break this price resistance it's facing right now. And this resistance level right now is coming in at around $39,000 per Bitcoin. But yeah, so that there is my exact price targets for Bitcoin right now. And let's head over to Ethereum. Now here we are on the 4-hour Ethereum US dollar chart. And Ethereum, just like Bitcoin, is also forming this lower high trajectory. And as for support, it's more so got some horizontal support coming in at around the $1,000 level. So the immediate bullish and bearish price levels to watch for Ethereum is currently the 1,000 US dollar level for the bearish scenario, and the $1,200 level for the bullish scenario. While Ethereum just remains between those two levels, it's just going to be heading sideways until it decides to either break its resistance or support, and then it will begin its new trend. Now, one very bullish thing that I'm seeing in Ethereum right now that could possibly play out is a classic W formation. And as you can see, we've got the left side of the W and we've reached the middle, and it looks like Ethereum is beginning to come back down a little bit. So if it does come back down to around that $1,000 level and get a bounce off there and head towards its all-time high, then that is extremely bullish for Ethereum, especially if it breaks that $1,200 level once again. That's very important for Ethereum right now. I just switched it over to the Ethereum Bitcoin chart just here. We're on the 4-hour Ethereum Bitcoin chart, and Ethereum's looking like it's incredibly close to getting a breakout against Bitcoin. As you can see, this horizontal price level is proving to be a pretty big resistance for Ethereum to break above, and this level is coming in at around 0.0336 Bitcoin per Ethereum. And as you can see, the W pattern on the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart is even more prominent than it is on the US dollar chart. I'll show you just here on the chart what I'm seeing. Ethereum is forming this classic W pattern, and it's coming up towards the top of the W at this resistance level. If Ethereum breaks this resistance level against Bitcoin, then chances are that we're going to see a huge jump in the Ethereum price, and that could also possibly send us into another alt season. A lot of the major altcoins mainly follow what Ethereum is doing, and yeah, that will see DeFi and other altcoins head towards their all-time highs as well. And my price target for this trade is Ethereum's all-time high of around $1,400 per Ethereum, and the all-time high for Ethereum is only just up here. So if Ethereum breaks above this W pattern and breaks above its all-time high, then Ethereum will begin to explode. Now, just taking a quick look at CoinMarketCap here to take a look at the altcoins, and we've seen absolutely massive gains over the last 24 hours in the altcoin space. This could possibly be the beginning of the next alt season, and especially if Ethereum breaks its all-time high, then that will pretty much secure the alt season's beginning. Like, some of these cryptos are up 200% in 24 hours, which is insane. We've got 70% gains, 37% gains. Chainlink, which is another big crypto that I mentioned quite a lot on this channel, has had a massive gain today as well. Polkadot, which is another big crypto that I'm invested in, has had a massive gain over the last 1 to 2 days. And yeah, if you want me to make some videos about Polkadot, let me know in the comments below, because I do know that's a pretty popular topic in crypto, and obviously it's one of the biggest cryptos at the moment. So yeah, let me know if you want to see some Polkadot videos in the future. Remember, I'll also be posting a full trading view tutorial on the channel very soon. It will probably be my next video on the channel, so keep an eye out for that, and make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss that video. If you enjoy these videos or get anything valuable from these videos, then make sure to leave a like on the video down below. It just lets me know that I'm doing the right thing, and if I'm doing something that you don't like, then just let me know in the comments down below and give me any feedback that you have. I read and reply to basically every single comment on my videos, so yeah, if you have any questions or feedback, just let me know in the comments and I'll answer you. But yeah, once again, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to also subscribe to the channel if you're new for more videos like this. This is just about all I have to say for this video, so I really hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.